And that's noisy chasing again, everybody. Can you ever just get through it? Hey. Man, I guess people always say, Gray, you're so mean.
Chilly.
There you go. There you go.
I don't have much breath left. I'm old, and I just ran up the stairs.
Yeah, and we could hear every second of it. It was awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're still.
How are you today?
Well, you know, not too bad.
Not too bad.
I didn't feel like great when I woke up, but I feel a little bit better now. I don't know. I'm trying to I've got a CPAP machine, you know, so I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels pretty good, and then some nights it's weird because it puts so much pressure. Like you open your mouth and it goes. Yeah, it's just really weird. So you have to kind of figure out what kind of mask you need and all this shit. I don't know.
That doesn't sound fun, Gray.
No, but what sounds fun is being able to sleep well.
That
I was actually having, when I did the test, it was 81 oxygen level for a minute. Like when I would sleep just naturally, you know, like without it. So it wasn't a lot. It was like 1 minute of 81 and then, you know, then 5 minutes below 87, but the rest was, you know, in the normal range. But 81 is just like, Jesus,
that doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah,
no.
So you need this thing to help breathe a little bit better, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, well.
You need all the breathing things, Gray.
TMI, Gray, TMI.
Yes, Gray.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Hey to everybody coming in. I am great. I finished my podcast this morning. I was determined to finish it today. I've been saying it for days, but I got up early and I got it done.
Awesome.
So it's up.
What's that one about?
It's Carly Gousset. You know about that one. You interviewed her mom, Lindsay, right?
God, I don't even
Back
know. I know it was a long
California.
time. Oh, wait, Carly Gousset.
Yep, you.
Oh, she went missing. She's like 17 or something, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And she just walked away and vanished. I mean, it was really. That's another one of those weird ones. Just kind of.
Yeah, seconds, just gone. So. Yeah, that's what that was on, and you know, I've been changing fish tank water. Other than that, that's it.
Yeah, they were actually going to do something kind of interesting in that case. They were going to check DNA in like fecal matter of like animals, you know, see if there was predation out there on her.
Yeah, because it was like in the middle of the desert somewhere.
Yeah, I guess I'll hear it in your podcast.
I guess. I mean, I didn't talk about animal fecal matter, but you know.
Well, you should start doing that a little bit more often.
Yes. I mean, it is my life in this house, so it is something I'm kind of an expert on.
Yeah.
So.
No, how's the one dog doing? That still the same,
man. Same. Yeah.
They need to do a freaking colonoscopy. I tell you, that's the answer to the whole thing. But they don't do them, I guess, right?
No, unfortunately, no. So she's just skinny. So. Weird. Yes, I have a rotating schedule of which tanks on which day. Reluctant healer, yes, I do, because there are so many. So I don't really have a choice. They're all labeled, you know, so you know what day you got to do what. Got to stay organized around here.
That's right. So, want to get going?
We can get going. Yeah. So Gray and I decided to, since most of our stories have a lot of detail in them. We wanted to be able to try to come on more often and bring updates to current cases and probably some cold cases too. But right now, there seems to be so many missing children and really odd circumstances around the disappearance of the children. So we just put something together really quickly to get out their names and their faces because, you know, that's important. So it won't be a very long live, but we do want to get information out on these guys.
Yeah, and if also, just to let you guys know, we're going to be donating 25% of the net revenue at the end of each month. So the super chats and the channel memberships all play a role in that. So there you go. And we're going to try to find like charities related to what we're talking about in general, right? So here we go.
Here we go. Little Serenity Mckinney. This is one of the strange cases. She was reported missing in January of 2022, but nobody had seen Serenity at all since Christmas of 2020, over a year ago. And she was reported missing by a concerned grandparent who wasn't being allowed to speak to her. Now, Serenity's mother, who goes by Abby, is named Catherine McKinney. She was arrested with her boyfriend Dakota in Kansas, and they were charged with custodial interference. Neither of these people will discuss anything about her whatsoever. So they're just kind of sitting in jail and not discussing her whereabouts, her location, what may have happened to her. And when you look up, Dakota, he's got quite a bit of charges on him previously.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have
like a nice guy.
Anytime you have a missing child and the parents aren't helping and talking about it, then you know that they for sure have something to do with them being missing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy here, extended family members saw her Christmas Eve of 2020. Nobody else has seen this baby whatsoever. Nothing. And what I find strange in all of these cases are these families all very disconnected? Because I think I would know if I hadn't seen my nephew, just my nephew, and he doesn't even live in the same state, in a month. If it was a month, I would be wondering, well, where is he? What's going on? Why can't I talk to him? What's happening here? But nobody seems to be keeping up really with these little kids, and why they haven't been seen in so long. It's strange. And because they haven't been seen, their full description is not accurate. So we're saying what we think maybe they weigh or how tall they are, but
it's always
you really
concerning.
don't know.
Like in some of these cases, like in the one we'll be talking about in a minute, Bigsby. When they start saying, well, we need anybody that saw them, like a month ago, and then it starts getting where you're like, oh boy, here we go.
And that's so hard. How do you, I don't remember who I saw yesterday. And they refuse to cooperate at all. So hopefully they can continue to hold them for that reason, because they won't cooperate. But I don't know. When asked where Serenity was, Abby, the mother, invoked her Fifth Amendment right not to speak with law enforcement, is what she ended up saying.
Sorry.
That's just in an article that I'm looking at. Just, Fifth Amendment right. I don't have to talk about it if I don't want to.
Yeah, it might implicate me. That's what that means. It's like,
we kind of hope that it does, but she won't say a word. And I, goodness gracious, I don't know. These parents or something.
All right, well that's one, so keep your eye out on that one.
And at the end we have all the contact information and what we hope they look like now. So,
is there another? Okay, then we're on this one. Okay.
Yep, this is Little Harmony, which so sad. This one too.
I think I covered that one for sure.
Yeah, Harmony's mother had been reporting her missing. She claims that she had been going through DCF, the local police. Finally, she got in contact with the mayor and threatened to go to the media if somebody did not reply to her, and because nobody was. So what happened with her parents were they were both drug users, and Harmony was removed from their custody in 2018, and she stayed in foster care for a little while in Massachusetts, and then she was returned to her dad, Adam, who has quite a record for violence and drug use too. Once she was reported missing, once the mayor took hold of this and everything started going out into the media, Adam's brother got involved. And Adam's brother tells quite a story of when he saw Harmony. He said it was 2019. She had black eyes. And when asked why, Adam told his brother, "I bashed her around the house." And then the brother also stated on the next page there, Gray, he was aware that Adam, his brother, spanked Harmony hard, forced her to stand in a corner for hours, and made her scrub a toilet with her own toothbrush. The brother said he believes Adam Montgomery had relapsed at the time. Adam allegedly told his brother that he left Harmony, who would have been 5 at this time, with their infant child when he was in the bathroom. When he came out, Harmony was holding her hand over the baby's mouth because the baby was crying, and he responded by bashing her all over the house. His current wife, who he's not with and hasn't been with since October of 2021, said that the last time she saw Harmony, Adam had told her, "Oh, I'm going to drive her to Lowell, Massachusetts, before I go to work, and I'm going to give her back to her mother." She said she never saw the girl again, never thought about it again, and his current girlfriend that he has now is coming out, I guess, against Harmony's mother, saying, you know, she didn't care about Harmony. I'm not sure how she would know all this unless all these people are intertwined and know each other. But nobody was looking for her. Nobody cared.
But I wonder if that girlfriend right there, did she actually see Harmony that day when he got in the car to drive her to Massachusetts?
The wife? She's
wife,
still his wife, yeah.
I thought they were like kind of separated or something.
They are separated now, but she, you know, she's still the wife. She said she did. She said that was the last time she saw her. He took her, got her in the car, and said he was driving her to Lowell or something.
Well, you know, she never made it there, so that means he did something to her. You know, either gave her away to somebody or killed her and said he'd give it to her. I mean, obviously that didn't happen. You know,
right? People are saying they think because he's an addict that he sold her. That he sold her for drug money.
Well, I'm wondering why I remember wondering about this at the time, like why would he want her back? You know, what was his effort to get her back? Like, why did he come out and go, yeah, I want to get her back, when he's such a crappy dad that doesn't really give a shit, you know, at all? So was there a financial reason for that? You wouldn't think so, because she was already in foster care, right? So he wouldn't be having to pay him.
No. Think about it. She also was blind in one eye, so perhaps there was a disability check or some kind of funds through welfare or the state.
Yeah, maybe something like
Massachusetts and New Hampshire are pretty generous with those kind of things, so it could have been that. I have no idea. Or my understanding from the mother's side is that Adam would antagonize her about it. And she would try to find him or call or get in touch with one of his relatives, and he would, you know, laugh or block her or just do all kinds of jerk things to her to keep Harmony from talking to her at all. Well, there are pictures with him with Harmony, you know, when he looks sober. He looks like he's doing okay in the photos. But she's pretty little, like 2 or 3 years old.
Well, most people don't allow photos out there that aren't going to be flattering. It's not like you're going to show a picture of him punching her in the face and put that out there like a
right. No, I'm what I mean is he looked sober. He didn't look like he looked when he was, you know, at the end here, where how he looks recently. He looks like he's in pretty bad shape now. So
but when he started getting the benefits from
perhaps
because Jennifer Cochran Fentz saying yes, they continue to receive benefits. I don't know where she's getting that from, but that's what she's saying.
I would assume so.
But when they say they continue to receive benefits, who's they? I mean,
probably him and the wife.
Well, the foster parents had control, and then as soon as he got custody, the benefits switched over to him like immediately, or?
Sorry, 1 second. I hate the Boston Globe because you've got to sign up. So Harmony's stepmother, the wife, continued to receive the $1,500 in the food stamp benefit.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So they were receiving that. So they were probably receiving the cash
and
benefit.
She kept getting
they
it.
Probably received the COVID money for having her there.
And she was getting the money. That's right. She got in trouble too because she was getting money for the whole year or so that they haven't seen her, right?
Yeah.
Or where, you know, so that's the part that, man, that's crazy. So she must have known.
Kayla has been accused of obtaining more than $1,500 in food stamp benefits by failing to remove Harmony from the family's assistance account. Investigators said Kayla collected the cash between 2019 and June of 2021. Harmony had not been physically seen since October of 2019 and was no longer living with Kayla and Adam.
Wow.
So they were collecting all the benefits, and I would assume there had to be a disability benefit because of she was disabled.
Lots of people dropped the ball in this one. I mean, this isn't just
so many.
I mean, everybody. I mean, I know it sounds like the mother tried pretty hard, but I don't think she tried hard enough. The dad absolutely is a barbarian monster. The CPS, absolute morons for taking her out of custody of a place where she was doing way better. And they give him back to a monster. And where was CPS? I mean, how come they didn't check in and verify that she was alive after giving him back to the father? So you would think CPS, after giving the child back to the father, would have scheduled meetings to check in and maybe even interview the child to see how she's doing. But apparently that didn't even take place because she's been missing since 2019. So I mean, exactly. So everybody,
and they're supposed to. Yeah, they're supposed to be doing this, especially with parents who have been in and out of recovery.
Everybody failed Harmony. The entire everybody failed Harmony. Maybe not the foster parents, because it sounds like she was doing pretty well. But my God, what a travesty!
It's crazy.
Makes me angry.
That these things keep happening. I know that in New Hampshire, they are really going in, and in Massachusetts as well, because these issues continue to happen in both states. They're having meetings. They're pulling all the DCF directors in and the management. Will it make a difference? You know, we'll see if it's going to make any difference. Who really knows? But
I mean, I think last night on my show, I was talking about another case, and related it. You know, the Hart case, Hart family, the 6 kids. See, they were all adopted. That's probably one you should do a podcast on. I think you'd freak out. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's a
really tough case.
So that one, every one of them were adopted, but some of them were taken from parents that actually were doing pretty good. Like a grandmother was taking care of one of the kids, but the bio mom who lost custody would babysit when the mother was at work trying to make money, so that they could. But then CPS heard about it and took the child from that family and gave it to the Hart family, and then it ends up being where they only were doing it for the money, because Texas pays money every month to adopted children's parents.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think they should get rid of that. Here's the thing. I don't think you should be able, some people might not agree, but you should not be able to adopt anybody if you can't afford it. If you can't pay for it all yourself, you don't get to adopt somebody. Foster parents, I understand the payments going in, because it gives the kid a chance at a somewhat normal life, and these parents are doing sort of a deed for society in the fostering world. But if you're adopting, you don't get a damn nickel from anybody. Okay?
I agree with you. Yeah.
So I know that means less people will be adopted, but at least you know the ones that are adopted because the parent wants them. You know, the financial gain part of it is it's just sick.
It is. There's something really wrong with our entire family services system. You hear these tragic stories over and over again. They're very understaffed. They're underfunded. One of my really good friends works for them. You know, she'll get called out of bed at 3 a.m. to go pick up an infant who, you know, is with meth parents, And, you know, she has nowhere to bring the infant. There's no relatives. There's nobody. She's spent nights in the office and where she works with these babies, right? Can't find anybody to take them. They'll put them in a foster home, and then a couple months later, they return them back to the parents because the parents say, well, you know, we're doing better now. And then within a couple of months, they're back out there trying to get them away from them again. It's really difficult.
Right. And
during COVID, it was an absolute nightmare.
Yeah. Well, the part that's weird, like in the Hart case, that one that I told you about, how the grandmother had got custody, and then she had to work extra hours. So the mother babysitter, right? But why didn't the state of Texas give her the same amount of money that they were going to give to the Hart family for adopting the kid, and then let her stay at home or something? I mean, it just drives me nuts, Like, all they had to do was give the grandmother, and then the child would have stayed with family, and I bet would still be alive today and probably flourishing and probably actually got to eat meals,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I know it's not related to this one, but it kind of just all of it reminds me just how poor CPS is in certain situations.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do a lot of good out there, but let's see.
Definitely they do, but they're underfunded and undersupervised for sure.
Well, and as I was saying before the show, CPS doesn't have the luxury of making mistakes. They should never make a mistake when they're doing anything involving a child, because a child has no choices, no ability to make decisions. So you can't make mistakes. So we're hearing about 5 cases like this in a year or so is way too many. There should be 0, and that's
for sure.
So anyways, on to the next one.
You want to talk about Codi?
I'll read your notes on here, but yeah, I've covered this one. But it says Codi was reported missing by his father, who claimed he last saw him around 2 a.m., 7 hours before reporting him missing. Police say that that timeline doesn't add up. The dad, Corey, has been arrested on 7 counts of felony neglect due to admitting he left his young child home alone on several occasions. He is a single dad. Police have asked for anyone who knows Codi or Corey to come forward with any information. See, just even that little last sentence means that they don't really have a clue when he went missing.
They have no idea, but they suspected the dad immediately. They said his story just never made sense. Now, why? We hear a lot of stories like this. Why doesn't the story make sense exactly? We do know that this man has left his children alone. They're 5, 4, and 2-year-old twins. So that's a huge red flag right there. But they didn't know that initially. It was almost immediate within the first 48 hours that they felt his story was bogus.
Yeah, it wasn't adding up. And they would say it too. I mean, during those press conferences, the sheriff, I'm not sure if he's a sheriff, but the head guy there, he would say, yeah, the stories aren't lining up. So that means they must have factual information, maybe surveillance cameras that are showing certain things, but nothing related to Codi, but it's just not making sense. Like it's like maybe his phone's pinging way over here, and he claims he was over here, and that's why they have him in there. They did screw up, though. The police did recently, because they had to do a whole press conference, and mainly the main gist of it was that they broke his Miranda rights. He asked for an attorney twice, and they didn't give it to him, but apparently he said enough stuff prior to him asking for an attorney that still allowed the arrest to be made.
Yeah, I watched his sister being interviewed outside. The attorney was there, and they sent the attorney away and sent them over to the district attorney's office to talk to them. So his lawyer that the sister hired walks away to go talk to them, and then the sister standing there, and it's the girl, the woman is like a Facebook reporter kind of lady, and she just starts talking to her. She was like, will you talk to me? And she's like, sure. And she's talking about her brother. She's like, he's an amazing dad. He's a single father. He's a veteran. He's just buying a house. He's doing all of these things. He's made mistakes, but never in a million years would he hurt these kids. It's just impossible. Absolutely not. she came in from Washington to pay for the attorney. She's like, that's how confident I am. My brother would never do anything like this. And if you're listening to the sister, Cody's aunt, you're like, I believe you, you know, but
I believe, well, here's the thing. When I saw her, I believe that she believes that.
She does believe it.
But as we know, that doesn't mean jack shit. I mean, when we cover cases, there's people who go, oh, God, he was such a great this and he was such a great that. And then, boom, they're like some wacko serial killer murderer. And I'm not saying that's what this guy is, but maybe he did something where it was really neglectful because he would just leave his kids there and something happened to maybe Cody drank some liquid or something and he shouldn't, and then he was dead, and then he went to cover it up or something.
Panicked or something, yeah.
I mean, we don't know.
The judge, did you hear that? The judge just recused himself. Somebody said I don't know, but the judge recused himself from Corey's case.
Why is that?
This morning. I don't know. I hadn't read it yet.
Usually it's like a conflict of interest or of some sort.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Judge and Corey.
Well, it's kind of weird too because there's not even a case right now where there would be a judge. So I'm not sure what that even means. You know, it's like he hasn't been arrested for anything related to Cody's disappearance.
Hampton County Circuit Judge recused from Bigsby case. It says all Hampton Circuit Court judges have been recused from the felony neglect case against Codi Bigsby. Bigsby's attorney, Jeffrey Ambrose, said he received word from the Hampton Circuit Court on Thursday. The order was filed Tuesday. In it, Chief Judge Michael A. Gatton requested that the Supreme Court of Virginia appoint a judge to sit in for the Hampton judges. Ambrose said there are a number of reasons judges may be recused from a case. Judges have a duty to ensure that when they oversee a matter that they can do so fairly and impartially, Ambrose said. If there is any concern about that, it is the judge's duty to step back and allow a judge that does not have any potential disqualifying interactions with the case to allow them to step in. It says Bigsby was denied bond on the felony neglect on February 8th. So he's supposed to be heard again on February 25th. It may well mean we cannot proceed with the bond hearing on the 25th. Scheduling with the new judge in the court and the Commonwealth's attorney's office. It's an ongoing process. So,
well, they don't really get into the why.
No, they don't. They just want people who are going to be.
Are they saying judges with a plural?
With an S, judges.
See, how is that? I mean, man, I could see maybe one.
Like no Hampton judges. They don't want any of them involved in this. They said.
And they actually did recuse themselves, which is weird. That means they accepted whatever argument that they had, which is interesting.
Yeah, yeah, that's surprising that they would do that, but
you know what? You know what it might be that they heard information that was post Miranda, and that's what kind of helped lead to here. But that's all fruit from a forbidden tree, and maybe they said, "Yep, we can't be. I can't be impartial now, knowing what I know, and ignoring that going forward."
Here's the statement.
That could be what it was.
It says, I, Michael A. Gatton, Chief Judge, do consider it improper for the judges of the 8th Judicial Circuit Court to hear any aspects of the caption proceeding, and I do disqualify each of us from hearing this matter, which is now pending in the court. Accordingly, I do certify these facts of record in order that the Supreme Court of Virginia may designate a judge to sit for us in our place, and as such time may be designated by said judge in the captioned proceedings. So it's because the decision comes days after the Hampton Police Division said they mishandled Bigsby's request for the attorney.
So they may have already heard what was after the request, and that's what led to decisions, and that's the only thing that makes sense to me. And they know that information, and they should never have heard that information. And it's it's like when you're asked to be on a jury, and you're on a jury, and somebody says, "Oh, did you know that he murdered 6 other people before?" And they go, "Objection! That's irrelevant, Your Honor." And then you ask the jury, "Will that affect your future opinions?" And you go, "No, sure." Oh, bull crap, man! As soon as you heard that, now you know this guy's
strike that from the record. The jury will disregard that.
Yeah, you know this guy's a killer, right? So a judge, it'd be hard for a judge to be impartial after you hear all this information, but now that's fruit from a forbidden tree that should never have been heard, so the decision will be biased at that point.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, who would be ringing my bell this time? I must mute. I'll be right back. Hold on, please.
And I'm going to stare blankly at the screen. Just kidding. Anyways, I think that's probably why they recuse themselves, and it's probably all of them. I mean, it's weird that there's multiple judges. I mean, how many judges have heard information on this case so far? Yeah. Interesting. What do you guys think? I mean, it was a pretty severe error, it sounded like. That he asked for an attorney twice within a short amount of time, was not given one. Apparently there was a big argument after a polygraph test, and it was probably something, he goes, "Well, you didn't do well on this part," and that's something that he knew wasn't true. Codi Bigsby, when he was getting the polygraph test, he probably knew the part that he was arguing about wasn't true, that he failed, because it wasn't true. You know how they try to get you on something like, "Hey, well, you seem like you're a deception on right here," and that's something he was really confident that he knew he didn't do. So then they got in a big argument, and it looks like it got the better of the detective. I don't think the detective should be lose his job and not be able to be a detective again. He's apparently he was a good detective for 10 years prior to that, and it's just kind of one of those things I hate when it's just like, "Oh, you get fired for something." I'm sure he'll never do that again. I can tell you that right now, but we'll see how.
Well, didn't he get fired because he didn't?
Well, he wasn't fired yet. He was just
a detective.
I thought he was put on administrative leave, they said. On that press conference.
I'm pretty sure he was fired.
Did he get fired since then? Because in that press conference, he said he got administrative leave with pay. Yeah, paid leave. Yeah, there you go. That's what Ashley said there.
Hey.
Maybe since then, I don't know. That's what.
Didn't the chief, or he said in that press conference?
Yeah, in the press conference, he just said that he's been relieved of duty, and then later on he said he's on paid administrative leave.
Okay, placed on leave, so it was paid too. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it must have been a pretty egregious error, but maybe I hope he doesn't lose a job over it. I mean, he's just trying to get an answer from a scumbag, so.
Well, but we don't know. It's an alleged scumbag.
Okay, well, he's a scumbag regardless because he doesn't know where his kid is, and he should have been around. The weirdest part of the story was when he was talking about, let me see if I can remember it. He goes, "Oh, yeah, at 2 a.m. I saw him. And then when I woke up and he was walking around, he knew exactly what he was wearing." Well, let me ask you this. How did the father know exactly what Codi Bigsby was wearing at 2 a.m, including flip-flops and all this crap? Okay, and then he gets up at 8 and goes, "Wow, he's missing." Why is
he went
Cody
to bed in his pajamas, and then he didn't have his flip-flops there.
Yeah, I don't know. Why is he walking around? He wasn't checking in on him. Apparently, he was still awake, moving around at 2 a.m. I think he's saying all these things because he knows that's what he had with him when he went and did something to him, allegedly. Yeah, to use one of your to use your term. Anyways, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, and that's right. And a jacket. Why would a kid have a jacket on at 2 a.m? That's kind of an interesting part of the story, if you ask me.
Did he have a jacket on, or is his jacket missing along with the flip-flops, and that's how he knows what
So is he
wearing?
Trying to make it sound like he wandered off on his own in the middle of the night?
I think that's what he was trying to say, yeah, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think. Allegedly.
Yeah, But he saw him at 2 in the morning. God, how weird.
Yeah.
When you're walking the halls, do you see your kids at 2 in the morning too often?
No.
I'm saying.
In bed by 8:30, sir. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but when you get up to go to the bath, well, your bathroom's probably
I see
in your
nobody at 2 in the morning. No.
Right.
Scott may see them, but I see nobody. Yeah. No.
Okay, we're moving on to the next one, or do you have more?
Next one, sir. Oakley Carlson. This one is so extremely sad. So Oakley had a wonderful foster family.
That's the one I was thinking about when I was talking to you earlier.
Did.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
And they just, you could see, you just know how much they love this little girl, right? So what ends up happening is the foster family gets a phone call that they're going to reunite Oakley, because that's the ultimate goal, right? Reuniting them with their family. And the foster parents were just devastated. They didn't want to give her up.
And they'd had her for a long time, right? For almost her whole
3
life.
years.
And she was thriving, doing really well.
Amazing.
Yeah,
there's pictures, there's videos, everything. Their walls are covered in pictures of this little girl. But they return her, right? So there's a teacher who's Jordan is Oakley's sibling. And one day the teacher is talking to the sibling and asks about Oakley because there had been a fire at the house. So the teacher was going to bring supplies over to the house where they lived, and she doesn't see Oakley at the place that they're staying. And she's like, oh, where's Oakley? And she's in her room, she's on timeout. And the teacher is just like, okay. And then the next time she goes to bring more supplies over there, she notices she doesn't see anything belonging to Oakley either, or Oakley again. So she arranges a play date. Smart lady. She arranges a play date with her child and Oakley's sibling. This is... Did she step over the bounds? If nothing was going on, sure, but I'm so glad she did it. She asked her, so where's Oakley? And the sibling starts to break down crying, saying Oakley is no more. She got eaten by the wolves.
That's what they were told.
She's no more. Right. That's what they were told. And they were told never to discuss her at all. So immediately she calls the police. Thank God. And they start to investigate the situation. They go over there. There's no bedroom area. There are no clothes. There's nothing. They did find some blood spatter. And the parents, of course, are still behind bars for neglect. And they're not discussing anything either. So all of these people are just not discussing anything.
Yeah, this is the one that particularly made me angry with CPS. Too, because it's like, are you kidding me? Because she was absolutely thriving. Look how cute she is too. I mean,
wonderful life she had.
And so what was the reasoning? I mean, the parents, did they even want her back, or was it just that the state See, I think here's what it is. There's budgeting concerns. There's probably a certain point where they keep paying the foster parent and foster parent. Are the biological parents willing? Are they able to take back the kid now? And then they give the kid back. Now those payments stop that they were paying to the foster parents. But I mean, because that's the only thing that I can think of for being a reason. Why would you ever take a kid that's thriving so well, and these parents, they probably didn't even want her back. I can't imagine, because she didn't live too long after that.
We don't think. No. I mean, where is she?
Yeah.
Where in the world is this baby? And you're telling your other children that your sister was eaten by wolves, and you can never discuss her. First of all, you're terrifying your other kids that there are wolves out there that eat children. What the hell is going on? What kind of people are these? So I'm so grateful for that teacher. Yeah, but when you see these foster parents, oh my Lord.
Did the blood spatter lead back to her that was in the room? I don't remember reading that part.
I don't know. I don't know.
Is there another page for this, or?
And they were but they were kind of all over the place too. I mean, they're living in a motel, they're over here, they're over there. They, they just don't even care.
Let me see if I can find a picture.
Let's see here. Let's see what we have here for Miss Oakley.
So here's a picture of them right there.
Ugh. Unbelievable.
Looks like they do meth.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Allegedly.
So August 2017, Oakley is sent to live with foster parents, Eric and Jamie Joe. Her foster mom said that there were multiple red flags while she was in their care. She was returned to them. So she got them August 2017, November 2019. Then she returned to her parents, November 2019. December 25th, 2020, she sees her grandparents for Christmas. Oakley's grandmother told the police that Oakley did not look well, according to the court documents. She had dark circles, pale skin, and she had scratches or sores on her face. But court documents say Oakley's grandmother contacted CPS, but that made great waves in the family, and Oakley's parents refused to talk to her anymore after that. February 10th, 2021, Oakley was last seen alive by someone associated with the family. They believe the last time she was seen alive was on January 27th of 2021, maybe. The father, November 6, 2021, calls to report a fire at the home, and he told the dispatchers his daughter used a cigarette lighter, caught the couch on fire, and he put it out himself. A response wasn't needed, but he wanted to report the fire. Oakley had started the fire, and she and her husband fought the fire for 4 hours. Fire investigators later confirmed there was a fire, but they believed it started from the microwave on the kitchen counter. So November 2021, Jessica Swift, the teacher, starts looking into all of this stuff. The 6-year-old sibling is the one who ends up telling that Oakley is no more. Oh, God. Swift asked Oakley's sibling if Oakley lived with them, and she said no. The sibling then said that Oakley was living with her former foster parents. How terrible is this?
Yeah, it's just a absolute
Where is
nightmare.
this baby? Oh my God, I want to kick the hell out of these people. So,
well, I don't think she's alive anymore, because I think it probably they did something to her, and what makes you think she's still alive?
I mean,
other than that,
even if she isn't, she should be put to rest somewhere properly.
Yeah, I mean,
it says during a search of the family's home, toys and clothing were located for all of the children except Oakley. Blood was found on the blinds and the front door, as well as a handprint on the wall in the downstairs hallway.
That's just insane. I mean, was it her blood? Was it her DNA too?
It doesn't say. It says Oakley's parents were questioned. Bowers, the mother, became uncooperative and was arrested for obstructing an investigation. During the questioning, Andrew, the dad, had limited information about Oakley's whereabouts and made statements to the effect of Oakley being dead or not coming back for a reunion. Andrew, Carlson, and Bowers were arrested on obstruction of law enforcement and first-degree manslaughter, but then they ended up having to get rid of the manslaughter charge, right? Oh, my Lord. Yeah, they're not being charged on first-degree manslaughter at this time. How much longer can they keep them in jail for obstructing justice? I don't really know.
I remember when I think I covered this maybe, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago or something, or a month ago. I don't even remember how long ago that was, but she must have just been somewhat recently. But I just remember looking at the foster parent. She just seemed like she would have been she was such a nice lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the part that really bothers me the most. It looked like the kid was loved by somebody.
Oh, they loved her, yeah.
And then as soon as Oakley goes back home to her biological parents, see, parents are the people that love you and take care of you.
Yeah, not just the ones who pushed you out.
Yeah, so it's not, I always call, the parents are, for example, like my stepdad, I call dad. Because he's my dad. He's the one that's been around all the years.
Absolutely.
My biological dad was a great artist, but a flake. He didn't give a shit about anything. So the thing is he's not my dad. He's my bio dad.
Right. That's the same with my. He's passed away now, but Papa was my dad. That's who we called my dad. So.
Yeah. Well, there you go. See. And it's so
the last page is just the contact information for each one, and the possible weight and height of these babies. Like little Serenity's 4, and she's 3 feet tall, and they have her at 60 pounds, right? Then you've got Harmony, who's 7 at 4 feet tall and 50 pounds. And then Oakley, 5 at 50 pounds, and I don't think we had a good weight on Codi, but he has the most recent picture, maybe. I don't even know. None of them have recent photos. All you can hope for is somebody somewhere is going to be honest enough to come forward. So Dory Database says, Jason Truth, our team is actually working this case with Jamie Joe and some locals. They are actually being charged with new charges because of the 2 youngest had meth in their system.
What do you mean, our team? What does that mean? You mean your Facebook group? Yeah. Let's see.
That is crazy. Now, I know that one of them was supposed to be giving medication. It was imperative that they got this medication, and then they never gave it to them. That was it Harmony's or Oakley's? One of them, one of the kids' siblings was supposed to be getting medication, and they weren't giving them that either. I mean, what is wrong with these people?
Yeah, how would a child? Can you get meth just by breathing in the smoke that's around?
I don't know.
I mean, either way, I guess it doesn't really even matter. Like how.
I mean, so you can. I've never been around meth, but I'm thinking you probably could, right? I mean, I can tell you this crazy thing. My best friend from childhood, when she had her son, it was her second child. The first one had already been taken away. The second one, he was an infant. He was like 3 months old, right? And our other friend was the dad. And he came in, and she was passed out on the floor. The baby was on the floor. And the baby's hand was in a residue of crack. So they took the baby to the hospital, and he tested positive.
Wow.
For like cocaine and crack. I was like, what? So he must have touched it and, put it in his mouth or something. And they let her keep that baby. She still has that child today, and he's like 9.
You just kind of picture the whole scene. Up. You got these dirty... the kids aren't clean because they don't clean them. They're sitting around, smoking crack, and the kids are right there, and they probably slap them away. Get away as they keep smoking, and yeah,
they've reported them to CPS so many times in Massachusetts. He's left the house at age 4 and 5 and run down like streets in Revere, Massachusetts, where there's a lot of traffic. I mean, there's cars flying everywhere. And he goes trying to get to his cousin's house and just runs off down the street, and they still have not taken him away, which is shocking to me. And he's got a lot of behavioral issues and mental health issues due to her drug use. So, many cases. Yeah, it's really, really bad.
That is
CPS in Massachusetts for you.
Well, sounds like it kind of goes all over the country. It's not just one place.
Not good. No contact smoke. They probably chewed on a straw or a pen shell or something. Ugh. god.
The only
The
one on here I
2-year-old's
don't
level was so high they didn't even have a number for it, and it was ingested.
Yeah, but I mean,
You know?
but I don't. The thing is, that's just somebody typing something in. Let's try to find, if we can find a document that says that, that'd be great. I don't know.
I'm sure we can find it.
Yeah, I'd like to see an article that said that.
Was this recent?
That's how I like to do it, because that's how weird stuff starts getting out there. If you don't see it as a reported article or something like that, you can't really get all excited about it. If somebody just types it in chat, it probably has a good chance of not being reality.
Let's see.
Unfortunately. But if you can find the update, then cool.
Well, we know that Oakley's parents didn't give them medication. We know that much. Then, yeah, here you go. So the parents of missing 5-year-old Oakley Carlson have pleaded not guilty to 2 new charges alleging they exposed their 6-year-old and 2-year-old to methamphetamine.
There you go.
The charges, endangerment with a controlled substance, are Class B felonies and punishable, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. The couple's 6-year-old daughter and 2-year-old son were taken into CPS services on December 6th. Hair samples were sent to a lab for analysis. The 6-year-old's hair follicle showed 5,186 pictograms of methamphetamine, and the 2-year-old's hair follicle showed at least 10,000 pictograms, which is the maximum lab results can show.
Wow.
Oh my God. These numbers are extremely high and consistent with a child who has ingested methamphetamine, although they are not consistent with a child who has been passively exposed to the drug.
So not the smoke in the room.
They ingested it.
So maybe just they ate some, like there was so much sitting around, or they were given it.
I don't know. Didn't the grandmother of Oakley say that when she saw her, she had dark rings under her eyes, she was pale and had sores on her face? Were they giving the children meth? Were they giving these kids meth?
Yeah, it makes you
Because that's what somebody on meth looks like. The black eyes with the sores on the face.
Yeah, I guess either way, if the kid went up and grabbed it and ate it, or they gave it to him, it's the same thing. I mean, it's like, what are you doing with these? I mean, it'd be I guess it would be more nefarious if you actually fed the kid it on intentionally. But the fact that they have meth just sitting around in quantities where a kid can grab some and suck it down like a piece of candy, that's...
Yeah, it says the tests confirm the children were exposed to methamphetamine within the last 3 months, but Walker alleges the children were exposed to the drug as early as July 1st, 2021. What?
It's insane, man. I mean, I don't know if it seems like there's been being reported more, or there's just more cases of these young child neglect stories coming out. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe people are feeling more comfortable coming out with this stuff. I don't know.
There's just so many of them lately. It's crazy.
I don't feel like we've had this many all at one time. I've never seen kids missing like this in this way, with the parents just not discussing it, and nobody's seen these kids in a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't think I can't remember a time that I've ever seen anything like that. I mean, even Codi.
Yeah, and
nobody knows when he was
all
last
of
seen.
all of these are parent related. Almost certainly. It's like maybe there's always a chance, but they're the ones that aren't helping. They're the ones that aren't talking. They're the ones that are being arrested for other things during the investigation. So it sounds like they're all part of why these 4 kids are missing right here.
Yeah, that's why I wanted Codi in there as well, because there is no confirmation really, truly, on the last time he was seen in person. Nobody really knows for sure. So, and that's the case of all of these kids.
Yeah.
Nobody knows when they were last seen, and that is tragic.
So here's let me just say something. So for the people in the chat, when you type something in, like say, hey, I just sent you a link, here is what I just heard. Don't type it in something like it's a fact when we have no way of verifying anything at that moment. Although you just looked it up really quick. But if you just say, hey, I just sent you a link. Here is what I just read. And then send it in. This is what I know, because that's how a lot of times the crazy rumor mill stuff gets going. You know, like the arm of Brian Laundrie coming out of the flower bed, right? Hey, did you see the video with the hand coming out of the flower bed?
Listen, I think our subscribers are a lot more intelligent than that. If you're thinking about
that's true, but
these channels,
but anybody can show up to a show and type in anything. You see?
Sure, yeah. It's our job to go verify us, right? So. I didn't even know.
Well, hey, Kate, I don't know if anything you type is fact because I don't see it. So I don't care if you tell me that Gray Hughes, what I type is fact, bro. I have no idea. I have no idea. I have to see it for myself. So you can tell me that all day long, but that won't work.
Dory sent me a link. Yeah, so a lot of times too, unless you're a mod, you can't put a link in. It doesn't work, unfortunately. But in any case,
why doesn't it work?
You're not allowed to, because people could put nefarious
I thought I was talking about the like the join link button. Seems like some people can
I don't know.
I was just reading that up there.
YouTube has issues, that's why.
I have 38 impersonating accounts so far. I've just removed another one.
That's surprising that everybody wants to be you.
Well, they don't. I don't know if they want to be me. What they do is they make the impersonating account, then they show up all over the place and type in things, and people think it's me because it has my icon, face, and my whole name. You know.
Do they say really mean stuff so that people believe that it's you, or?
No, they say really nice stuff, and they're like, "Wow, that can't be Gray."
Exactly. Yeah. So it's easy to figure it out. It's like, I love your show. That's not Gray.
They'll actually say really, really shitty. Horrible things. Actually,
no. See, that's terrible because some people might be like, "It's Gray."
Yeah. Did you see what Gray wrote? Yeah. Well, how about click on it and see? And if they don't have, over
you can't always click on them anymore, though. Only mods can do that now. Only moderators, I guess.
I'm glad they gave that back. They took that away for a while too.
Yeah, but regular people, if you're not a mod in a chat, you can't do it as far as I know.
Yeah,
you can't just click a name.
Can any of you guys click on anybody else up there?
Alan, click on Soper Girl right above you and see if you can go to her channel.
Thanks,
it doesn't matter.
13.
No, but True Crime and Coffee said no. Thank you, Mama She. And thank you guys for the super chats. You're very generous. Meth going out. Yeah, cool. Colin helped the kids. Good idea, Boston Christian. No, you can't do it anymore. Now a mod can, though. Let me see. So I'm modding here. Hold on.
Well, sometimes I do show up to other channels, Chucky, and sometimes
I can't do it.
And sometimes it is me.
I can't even do it, so I'm lying.
I can go to one because I'm.
Wait, maybe I can. Hold on, please. I can. So if you press the little dots.
Yeah, the dots, yeah.
And then you click go to channel, right?
Right.
But if I was in the chat, I don't have that option. Like if I was on my phone, you can just do it from your computer, I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm not just talking crazy. All right, let's see. Breeze. Go to channel. All right. We have it back. I didn't even know. That's great. But it only applies where I'm a mod, so that's not a lot of places. I'm going to run around now asking for wrenches. Hi, can I have a wrench in here so I can check and see if these are trolls? Thank you. Hey,
I know.
Did you just delete me?
No, I'll fix it. I just had to open up something.
Look at this guy here. Deleted me. Hi, what the hell is that?
Look at those. Those are all of the channels so far. Like I think this one's still out here. Here, let me just a second.
It's not a link, Amy. What do you mean? There's no link.
Oh yeah, they got rid of that one too. So now that's what it looks like. This account has been terminated due to violation of YouTube policy. So I have them sent in. I've got a direct line now. So
they want to be you, man.
All of these, look at that. It's incredible.
They want to be so mean, allegedly.
Hey, I'm sure they'll pop up again. That's what they do.
Yeah, there's tons. I had somebody call the other day in my work life and said, hey, I found such and such on YouTube. Can we use this? I'm like, what do you think? It's like, well, I think it was probably uploaded illegally, but I did find it. Like, no, you can't use it. No. Can you give me the channel name? So I go on there. It's unlisted. So the guy had it as an unlisted video. Had 14,000 views on it.
And what was it? Just your show? Like one of your...
No. It was for my job. It was something my job had, like a workshop presentation thing. But yeah, somebody had like I guess recorded it while they were in it, uploaded it, and put a private link, and then shared it with everybody. And I'm like,
oh, that's not cool, because they pay to see
it. Happens all the time. All the time. That's part of my job, is scanning YouTube for our content. It's absolutely crazy.
Can't you make each one of your videos copyrighted, and then YouTube automatically checks for it?
Well, we have physical products. I can't really get into it, but anyway, we have things, right? So you can't.
Well, the video.
We don't publish them. We do something else, and people screen record what we're doing. And then they put it out on the internet in places, Vimeo.
Well, why don't you record? Websites. Why don't you record whatever they could record, and then have a channel and say this is copyrighted, and then anybody that posts the same thing gets struck.
Well, we can't. There's privacy issues in what I do. I work with a lot of other people. So I couldn't put their faces all over the internet, but these people are putting their faces all over the internet. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? These are our customers. You can't put their face on the internet.
Yeah, that's messed up.
But they do. Yeah, it's crazy. So
yeah,
it is aggravating, It is. All right, well, it's 75 degrees here. I'd like to go back outside.
Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah, it's like summer.
I guess the never-ending list of children that are missing at the fault of their own parents is just going to keep getting larger and larger and larger.
Well,
unfortunately.
Let's hope not.
I'm not sure what's going on. Probably just too much drugs available out there.
Yeah, and failure of people to get involved. If you know that these parents are on drugs and these kids don't look healthy when you see them, tell somebody. Do something. If my nephew had bags under his eyes and was pale and had sores all over his face, first I'm beating the hell out of my sister, and then I'm reporting this, or I'm taking my nephew. Do something. Don't let these kids go back into these situations. Wake up.
Yep.
You can't see a grandbaby looking abused like, Montgomery. Oh yeah, last time I saw my niece, she had 2 black eyes because he had beat her. And well, what did you do about it? Nothing. I did nothing, and I knew she was scrubbing toilets with her toothbrush.
Yeah,
what did you do about it? Nothing. That's crazy to me. It's crazy. People have got to stand up and be brave and do something.
Yeah, so. Now he's coming forward, because now that he's in jail, right? It's like, oh,
of course, boy, yeah.
You're so tough.
Yeah, now he's like, well, yeah, I kind of knew. Well, shit. Why didn't you do something about it?
Hey, and thank you guys for donating the super chats and any channel memberships, because we're going to be sending in 25% of the net revenue to charity. We already have 160 built up, so at the end of this month we'll add to it and then make our first allegedly donation somewhere. All right.
Yes.
And then thank you to Mag, Amy CHS, Colin Pendleton, Delva Johnson, Heather Marie, Vet Girl, RWB, Juddy. Quietly Frozen. That's one of my favorite names on YouTube there. And Mama She 13.
You guys are awesome. Thank you guys. This was a spur of the moment chat, and so many people came in. It was great.
Yeah, very cool.
Very nice.
Very
Thanks.
Cool. All right, guys. So that's it, and we'll see you next time on So Mean.
Allegedly.
All right. See you guys.
Love you so much. Bye, guys.
Be safe out there.
And don't talk when we're getting off. It's so great.
Okay, I won't.
Shh.
What, you're not going to say something? I knew it.
You picked it.
God. What